Hello,
Oh,
welcome back. Welcome back to Send Him Off. That's my
oh,
favorite start to a show ever. Like,
that's
Oh,
not my cue, is it?
no,
don't
that's not your
worry.
cue,
Go on,
Don't
go
mate.
on,
worry.
Not
start
your
again, start
cue.
again.
Not yet. Not yet.
That's
Not yet.
fine. We move.
Welcome,
We move.
well, welcome back to Send Him Off. My name is Sam, and joining me, as always, for more footballing nonsense, is my ever-present podcasting partner, Alex. How's your week been? Goodbye.
It's been all right. I've been replaced by Pat Brooks himself. He jumped in,
He
innit?
is.
Jumped in before. So Pat, don't worry
We
about
are
me. Don't worry about
joined.
my week.
We
How are
we
you?
are joined. That lovely little ditty you
Hello.
heard at the start. The new intro music. We are joined by the man responsible. He's a very,
Yes.
very good friend of mine. He's a talented musician. I call him Postman Pat because he always delivers. Pat, how's it going, mate? Thank you for
It's
joining
not
us.
bad. I was waiting for a cue. Then it's like you said hello. It's like, oh, do I speak then? Nah. But yeah, nah, it's good. Enjoying the return of club football. To be honest, I mean, obviously, it's, as an England fan, it's great success seeing the women's get the Euros up. But yeah, it's good to see old Exeter City back in action, along with all the other fun like Premier League and all that as well.
Good old
All the new
Exeter,
signings doing their bit.
Yeah.
Exeter
Good
City.
old
Oh yeah,
Exeter.
I've got my mug here and everything. Although you can't
Have
see
you?
it on the podcast, I have got
Oh,
my mug
lovely
here.
little. If you're
There
on
we
the YouTube, if you listen on the U bend, as you know, there's.
Where's these puns coming from?
I don't know, mate. To be honest,
Yeah.
the heat has
It's
frazzled
ruining.
everything. Pat,
Fucking the pundits making a pun.
yeah, well, that was spectacularly awful, mate. I like it.
Tumbleweed.
Right, Pat. So your debut EP
Yes.
is out. It's been out a little while now. I'm
About a month and a
enjoying it.
half? Yeah, a month and a half now.
Month and a half, yeah. So the title track
Yes.
is what we used.
What a
for-
song, by the way. What a
Oh,
track
cheers,
it
bud.
is.
the
That was
tune.
a job, done it?
It gives
It
me
does
like
the job
the
indeed.
end gives me like Soccer AM vibes. When I
It
listened
does.
to it, I was like flat out like, oh my god, this is. I was like, this is our theme tune.
Oh,
It gives
cheers,
me
boys.
like old school FIFA and Soccer AM kind of vibes, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was perfect. Match made in heaven, really. Because
I appreciate it,
you
lads.
know.
I mean, it's funny because when as I'm sure Sam knows, when you first start, panning out a song, you have like kind of no idea of like, it's very much kind of the listener that makes it what it is. So when you put out, obviously you put a song like that, then you don't even think about, because obviously you're so wrapped up with writing it, recording it, then someone pops up and says, oh, let's use it. It could suit this, or it could be this. And it's great to see what people make of it because they, you can put all your work into it, but it's really, I know it's what the audience thinks that kind of defines what the song actually is. And yeah, football, FIFA vibes. I'm all keen for that. And yeah, it's I think it really. I mean, when I first saw that graphic, at the beginning,
yeah.
I was like, damn, that is a match made in blimmin' heaven. That is, it's brilliant. You've done a great job with that.
Blimmin' heaven.
I like
getting
getting that because I don't have to censor that. Like I don't have to put a
well
little
done.
explicit sign
Yeah.
next to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pat. Perfect guess. So as you touched on, Pat, we'll give you a chance to plug the music. Don't worry. Exeter City fan. What's going on down? I want to say, and I'm going to show myself up if I'm wrong. What is going on down in St James's Park?
Hey, it's funny
Hey.
whenever you want to post a picture or anything like that, you put the location in. You always got to be careful not to put the Newcastle St James's Park. But yeah, you got it bang on, man. League One life is first time in 12 years. It's starting well. 2 games, a draw and a win, convincing win as well. 4-0 on the weekend. But yeah, loving it.
Imagine that, a win on the weekend.
Tickets are flying out,
That'd
and
be lovely,
it's
wouldn't it?
been great to watch.
We
Awesome.
can't buy one at the minute, Pat.
Exactly, yeah.
Swansea, we can't buy a win. Although we have got Oxford in the cup tonight. So by the time
Oh,
this
we
goes
didn't
out,
beat them last time. We didn't beat
by
them
the
last
time this goes
either.
out, Swansea City would have been spanked 4-0 by Oxford in the cup on Tuesday night. So I'm just putting it out there now that we are not expecting much.
Optimistic about the Swans as always. Love that.
Oh well, mate, expect to be disappointed, and then you're always
It's
happy.
consistency, just not the consistency you want.
Yeah, exactly. You can't complain. We do ask for consistency. Right, Pat. So we'll move away from Exeter. I want before we plug the music, because I know we're gonna plug the music.
He's key for that.
I know how important it is. Can you give us your little predictions? Premier League winner,
Yep.
Champions League winner, World Cup winner, and Ballon d'Or winner.
Oh, I'll start off with the one that I'm most confident about. And it might surprise. Well, it won't surprise you, but yeah, it's the one that it's the one that everyone's had the most time to think about because obviously it's based on like last season. Ballon d'Or's got to be Benzema.
Yeah,
big Kareem. What La Liga?
Big Kareem.
He just is
like him and Pat Brooks, my best mates.
I think when you
Kareem.
think about it, like the stops, obviously that whole Champions League, campaign for Real Madrid last season was absolutely stellar, even from a neutral, fan point of view. And obviously, each player absolutely pulled off, performance after performance, but it was Benzema who got them to the final. And I think that Panenka penalty is just going to go down as one of the best. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting too much involved now. World Cup, we'll go for that one next. I mean, everyone's obviously been, saying like, realistically, like if obviously Portugal and Argentina win all their, games, it will be them in the final. Obviously, they're in two different pots, but winning it, I don't think Portugal have as strong as chance as Argentina. Obviously, I want to put England in there. So based on that completely non-biased point of view, I am going to go England. So,
what a turnaround! What a turnaround!
I didn't.
Yeah,
no, I wasn't expecting.
I didn't expect it, but
neither did I.
You can't not say your own country. I mean, and
you can trust me. We can.
Is that why you're going to say England then?
No.
Listen. Big Gareth Bale is taking us all the way.
Wales inevitably don't get out the group stage. That's what I want to know. But
see, I'm going to replay that when I'm going to replay that and clip it when we beat England in the World Cup.
There we are.
Nah, jokes aside, I do love seeing Wales do well. I mean, it was great atmosphere like around the whole city when obviously they did qualify, beating Ukraine. And rivalries aside, I would love to see Wales do well, but you can't have them. You can't have go all the way, but enjoy it whilst you can. And the same with England, really, because it's such a, for me, I think everyone as well. It's such a kind of unpredictable World Cup just because purely of the location. Like we don't know how the players are going to be affected performance-wise, fitness-wise in that heat, even if it is in December. But yeah, we just got to enjoy it. But England, yeah, and the Champions League, that's a tough one. Obviously, you've got the teams that consistently bottle it, no matter who they sign. We don't need to mention the names, but I do think it could be time for Man City to finally get their hands on old big ears. And Premier League will be Man City as well. So I'm going to go for both of those. As boring a prediction that is. We started with the more exciting ones. But,
so they're doing the double. The double. Right, Pat, it's a pleasure as always chatting you, mate. Do you want to tell people where they can, if they enjoyed that little intro, where they can find the rest of your music?
Of course. So yeah, it's Pat Brooks on everything. The main kind of one that I plug myself on is Spotify, the classic. So yeah, that's just Pat Brooks on Spotify. Obviously, the track is and the whole EP, to be fair, it's the title track. It's called Night Is Now. So yeah, go check it out if you like the energy in that intro music. And again, lads, thanks so much for using it.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure, mate. Thanks for letting us.
Not only using a podcast, but obviously in a football one as well. That's just a dream for me. And yeah, thanks for helping to make the track what it is. But yeah, if you do like the kind of vibe of the intro music, and that's up your street, yeah, it's Pat Brooks on Spotify.
There we are. Sweet. Right. We thank you, Pat. Go and follow Pat. We're gonna play a little clip of that intro now and listen, enjoy, but stick around because we are back with another squad builder.
Put your piece up. So Pat Brooks
another
is
squad builder. I think Pat is taking a photograph while we're on a podcast. I admire it. But yeah, stick around. We're going to play a little bit of Pat's music and then we'll be back with a squad builder and ultimate Premier League 11
the ultimate
to celebrate.
One. And then we're done with squad builders, we promise.
For now.
For now.
But, yeah, stick about, guys, and enjoy the muses of Patrick Brooks. Hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that.
And, it was good.
It was nice, wasn't it? It was nice to have.
We did. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yes, lovely to have Pat on. And we're joined by two more guests. A plethora of comedians on the. What's the collective term for a group of comedians? Gaggle.
A depression.
A depression of comedians.
Lovely. So we're joined by. Send him off regular live from his black cab in London. Trevor Bickles.
Trevor Bickles, what's going on?
I am live in central London in a random square trying to avoid the traffic and the heat, basically.
There we are. We'd like to point out for those not watching that Trev is not driving.
Yeah, he is not. He is irresponsible.
Podcast.
He's pulled over.
And we're also joined by comedian Louie Green. Louie, making your send-him-off debut. Thank you so much for joining us. Nice to have you.
Yep. Thanks for having me. I feel the pressure since it's my debut.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Who's your team, out of interest?
West Ham, funny enough.
Two West Ham fans. Here we go.
There we go.
I just hope my debut is better than Jesse Lingard's for Nottingham Forest. So.
Well, fingers crossed. So two West Ham fans today. And we are celebrating 30 years of the Premier League. I nearly said the Barclays Premier League then.
It's not anymore.
It's not anymore, is it? No. So today we are doing an all-time ultimate Premier League 11.
And then we're going to put a stamp on it and we're going to leave it there for XIs. What do we call them? Squad builders. Squad builders,
right. Yeah. I can only assume as two West Ham fans we're going to have Dean Ashton up front.
Yes. I do hope so.
Well, you never know, do you?
We've got Ludek McCloskey, Fabianski, Gary Breen. We've got the lot, mate.
To be honest, we wouldn't begrudge Fabianski as two Swan.
No, he got a special place in my heart, Lucas Fabianski.
So, picking our goalkeeper and defence today, we've got Trevor Bickles. So, Trev, do you want to get us underway with the man between the sticks?
Right. Well, I think to me, this player epitomises the ultimate goalie. There was a few names bandied about, people like David Seaman and things like that, but I think Peter Schmeichel, to me, has to go in there as the best goalie ever in the Premiership. I mean, obviously, he was at the Man United squad that were just winning everything at the time. Absolute beast of a keeper. I mean, I read stuff from him that he made the goal almost tiny when he played. It was almost impossible. I think Ian Wright said something that was one of the best goalies he's ever played against or something like that. So, yeah, to me, 100%, the Great Dane, Peter Schmeichel.
No Petr Cech?
I was going to say Petr Cech. I was going to say
Van der Sar as well.
Do you know what?
Van der Sar.
There was a lot of names that come out, and I thought I did think of Petr Cech, but I picked Schmeichel because of at the time Man United were winning everything. It was almost like the ultimate complete team. Like David Seaman was very close at one point, but I think Schmeichel to me just had the edge on it. The
thing is, I'd say Petr Cech just to be devil's advocate, but realistically, in my heart of hearts, as much as I love Petr Cech, I'd have to put Peter Schmeichel in, as the number one as well. I'd have to. So I'm just trying to argue for the sake of arguing.
We've got an episode to make, haven't we? If we just agreed with them all, it'd be a very short episode. Yeah. So I feel like there might be a little bit of debate with this next one. We'll go fullbacks, and we'll start with the right back.
I'm glad you picked that one first because this one I struggle with. Now, I'm going to go for this one will be up for debate. Pablo Zabaleta.
I knew you were going to say Pablo Zabaleta. I just knew you were going to say.
Is it because of the
West Ham link? Yes, I said because of the West. I had a feeling. Don't know. I will say he's a superb right back.
Yeah,
but who is it? Is it Trent's right back? Isn't he?
What do you mean?
Better than you think Trent's better than Zabaleta?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes.
I didn't realise we had to get drunk before doing this podcast.
He's not the best. He's not the best yet. 5 years.
Not the best yet. Yeah.
5 years, and he will be the answer. I think 5-10 years, and that will be the only correct answer. Is Alexander-Arnold for me? Yeah, if he carries on the trajectory he's going.
See, there's other names out there now. You say Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you ask me in 5 years' time, potentially. But then you look at people like, some people might be listening to going, what about Gary Neville? Now, to me, I think Gary Neville was a decent defender, but he was made better in the squad that he was in.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like Gary Neville would agree with that.
I think the Man United back four would agree with that as well. But I think then you look at people like, you can say something like Carl Walker. Now, to me, Carl Walker is an awesome right back. You could even go back as far as say someone like Lee Dixon. Or who was now? It was racking my brains. During the Invincibles, was it Lauren?
Lauren. Yeah.
Lauren. Yeah.
You could say Lauren from the Invincibles. So there's a couple of names out there, but to me, Zabo to me was just like he didn't just do it in the Premiership. He's done it all over, and he was just such a solid, regular right back. All right, I'm going to be a bit biased because he's a hammer, but I remember watching him at West Ham, right? And he'd come to us, and he was already head and shoulders above everyone, and he was like 36.
I think that's a big shout because it's the level of consistency as well that he had. Because he was brilliant every game.
And I'm glad you mentioned consistency because I don't know how you're going to react to this, but I will put an honourable mention for Bratislav Ivanovic.
Yes, I was about to say Ivanovic.
See, I've always...
What's our opinion?
I was close to putting him in there, but I always thought he was more of a centre back as well. Am I wrong in saying that?
He was. I think he had centre back traits, but I think in the team he was in, I think Chelsea just slung him out right, and he did a job. Yeah. So I don't know. I do have a certain. There is something about Ivanovic that I just liked about him. He was the same with can't remember who it was now, but some other Chelsea player, and I really liked them as well. But I don't know. He was very gritty, and I don't know. I liked him. So
it was a good, like I say, yeah. It was a good play. It was. How can I put it? It was a good play. But if I said to you right now, Ivanovic or Sabaleta, who would you put in your team?
Probably Ivanovic, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
I'm not listening to this.
It would all depend on what system was being played.
Yeah.
Because they are two very different right backs. I will warrant you Zabaleta because I do think he's a superb right back, or he was a superb right back. But it is a tricky position to play or choose.
Yeah.
Difficult. So from right to left.
Left back. There is only one answer to this.
I think there is a correct answer here as well.
John Pantsil. From when I'm joking. John Pantsil, West Ham United. It's got to be. I think we all know what we're going to say, don't we?
Yeah.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole. Yeah.
Ashley Cole. I think that was when I was going through it. When I looked at left back, the first name that popped in my head was his. I looked through some other names and I thought,
but not quite.
You could look at there was names coming out like Stuart Pearce, Dennis Irwin, the Chelsea one, not the Chelsea one, Arsenal one. My mind's gone blank. But there's names out there you could bring out the hat. But to me, there is only one. It's Ashley Cole. He was such a quality player. One of the best naturally gifted left backs you've seen in England for a long time. So to me, Ashley Cole. What do you reckon, lads?
Yeah.
Easy.
There's no other answer.
Yeah. Simple as.
No other answer. Right. Centre halves.
Right, now this is where crikey, this was when I stewed over. Now, I'm going to go straight for John Terry.
Yep.
To me, he was not. Now, the reason why I'm going to pick him over a lot of players, not just for his ability, not just for his scoring, but he had something now you don't really see in the modern game, and that's leadership.
Okay.
That's the pure leadership qualities on the pitch to take control.
Little caveat there: leadership on the field.
Of course,
the field. He was a naughty boy.
That's obviously the reason you didn't go for Wayne Bridge at left back as well, because he can't play the
But yeah, I think John Terry for me, it was purely down to his not so much just his ability, but I think his leadership on the field, his captain's ability, his ability to just break up the play. And I think as in England, when I see him at England at centre back, to me, I felt confident. So yeah, I'm going to go JT.
Okay. Again, I think I'd like to hear the next centre back just before I make a judgment on Mr. Terry.
Right. The next centre back. Now this was a tricky one, right? I've thought of people like Yap Stam. Who else? Tony Adams, people like that. Sol Campbell, a name come out as well. But I think I've got to go for another Brit, and I think it's got to be Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
My back too as well.
The only thing I would change maybe is I put Nemanja Vidic in. Maybe.
I was going to say Vidic, yeah.
Yeah. But that's a maybe.
Yeah, Vidic was a big possibility, yeah.
I think Vidic was made look good by Ferdinand, though.
Do you think so?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I do, yeah. I have this debate amongst mates all the time, but I genuinely think Ferdinand made Vidic look good. I think I'd have done a job at centre-half with Ferdinand next to me.
That's a very interesting, and it's not something I've ever really thought about because I was like, Vidic this, Vidic the warrior, blah blah blah. Maybe, actually, that could have swung me.
It's a very good point.
Okay.
Very,
very interesting that nobody has mentioned Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, I don't think that's interesting at all, I'm afraid.
No, do you know what, right? Virgil van Dijk was on my list, but in a similar circumstance to Trent, the reason why I didn't put him in was because he's like kind of currently playing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if he was written like if he was a Icons player on Pro Evo, on FIFA.
Pro Evo.
I said Pro Evo then. I said
wow, Pro Evo, what a reference!
Fucking, I'm starting to talk about sensible soccer next. You know what I mean?
Sabutio, like
Sabutio.
But if he was like, because he's currently playing and he is a brilliant player. To me, he's my favourite player, favourite defender in the Premiership. But I thought legendary status, as in from through to retirement, I had to leave him out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think, to be honest, I think Van Dijk is going to be one of those players we'll look back on. Yeah, he was good, but I think the system and the way football is now has helped him massively with his athleticism and blah blah blah. I don't think he's got the same sort of defensive nous as John Terry or Ferdinand.
Oh, come on.
Really?
Come on, Al. No.
Really?
No, I'm not having that.
I'll die on that hill.
I think Van Dijk is one of the most naturally gifted defenders we've seen in the Premier League. Like, I think if Liverpool go on to win one or two more titles when he's there, it'll be the same as Trent in 5 and 10 years.
I'm not saying he's not good.
To be honest, I'm really surprised Vincent Kompany didn't get a mention.
Yeah, another one.
Actually, yeah. There we are. But he slipped my mind. I should really have thought about him. But yeah, no, that's another great shout.
Great shout. Fantastic. Ashley Williams, would you reckon? Maybe like Chico Flores, maybe.
Chico Flores.
Do you know what? I could picture him. I couldn't think of his name, like Chico Flores.
It was the West Ham game, wasn't it? The West Ham game when
Sam Allardyce.
Big Sam, right in front of Big Sam. Right. Midfield, I think. That's pretty comprehensive defence, so I think we're all reasonably in agreement there. Perhaps Ivanovic might slip in one day. Who knows?
Who knows? Right, Louis, who is your? So 3 in midfield. Are you playing like a flat 3? Are you playing like any attacking midfielders and a holding midfielder? How are you?
So I was going to go for 2 holding midfielders and an attacking midfielder. Yeah, and one of mine is so controversial, and I know that I'm going to get shouted down straight away.
That's exactly what we want.
But
we save that one to the end. We'll save the controversial one to the very end. We'll do the 2 solid ones.
Okay, so straight away off the bat, without a shadow of a doubt, Claude Makelele.
Right. Nice. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Potentially the best holding midfielder that's ever lived. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Declan Rice hasn't done it long enough yet, so otherwise he'd have been in there. But yeah, I just like whenever he played in that midfield, you could have had anyone at the back, even Ashley Williams, and you wouldn't have conceded. So,
even Ashley Williams.
But yeah, so Claude Makelele, and I just think, like, again, done it all over the world, didn't he?
He went to Spain. I think Mourinho took him wherever he went. I mean, like, not everywhere, but while he could.
Quite literally had the role named after him.
Yeah,
that's how iconic he was.
Question, just a question for all of you. I saw this debate somewhere, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Is N'Golo Kante better now than Makelele was then?
Not a chance.
No chance.
Technically, I think it was a lot of Makelele as well, as he had like the whole package, because technically he was brilliant as well. So
yeah. No, I don't disagree. I just wanted to know what the opinion was, but very consequent.
Just put it.
I just wanted to have a little,
No, right? No,
just shut up. Right,
no, I've got to throw a curveball in. What about Patrick Vieira? He's a holding midfielder.
Patrick Vieira was in my team.
Yeah,
did he have a role named after him?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a good point.
We've seen amazing holding midfielders in the Premiership. We've seen like loads of them. Scott Parker's another one that was absolutely amazing in the Premiership.
Even Rodri's playing.
Fernandinho.
Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Roy Keane's another one. Yeah, amazing. Paul Scholes. There's plenty of them that could be in there, but just Claude Makelele for me. It's unbelievable that holding one.
So who's next? Who's next? A little old Claude.
So I'm going to name my attacking midfielder next.
Okay. Right.
Okay. And my attacking midfielder, I'm going to go with David Silva.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Right.
I like that.
Now then, that's a very interesting one.
It's a big shout.
Creatively, he's amazing. And also, like, no matter where he played across that front for City, he did a job. Yeah. And he was even a brilliant player when he shaved his hair off. So
technically, genuinely one of my favorite players ever to watch.
Do you know what? I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. And I know he gets a lot of plaudits, but I think he needs more. because I don't know what was his role in that Spanish team, because I seem to remember he didn't play as often as he would have done because of Iniesta and Xavi. Yeah, exactly. But if it wasn't for those two,
that's the thing. If you had Iniesta and Xavi in the Premiership, we wouldn't be talking about any of these players. But
exactly, yeah.
But he did everything that Iniesta and Xavi did in Spain, in England. So for me, he was just beautiful. He come up with goals. He could create things, and this is where the controversy comes in. He made it ahead of Lampard and Gerrard for me. So
yeah. That's very interesting. I think you'd be pressed to find
Lampard, Gerrard. Just quickly, Bergkamp or any of those players.
Zola.
Gianfranco Zola again. Yeah, that's another shout. Are we saying David Silva is better than these at the very best? Because I think personally now, I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to surpass him. Myself.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think he probably will.
We're not going to put him in yet, just purely for the sake of he's still playing. But no, I completely agree with you with David Silva. We cannot replace him. That was what Pep said, wasn't it? Was it?
Yep. Karol Poborski.
Karol Poborski. I'm there thinking, who's that? But it must be some West Ham legend, surely.
No, he played for Man United, didn't he?
Oh, Man United, did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. You writing them down, Sam? Is that you writing them down? You get them all down?
I'm writing them down.
Right, he's doing his admin. Right, I want to know who this controversial one is.
So my other controversial holding midfielder, and there is a West Ham link there, so that might be play a bit biased, but Michael Carrick.
I knew it was Carrick. I knew as soon as you said controversial, I knew it would be Michael Carrick. I love Michael Carrick.
Underrated player. So underrated.
I agree. I do agree. He was very But then again, I'm thinking, is he better than Vieira? Do you know what? Maybe. I do agree. I don't think he gets enough spoken. Like he doesn't get spoken about nearly enough.
I'm not. What I like about Carrick. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just saying, what I love about Carrick is you could put him in any team and he just stitches it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
with the England team with Gerrard and Lampard. You know, it doesn't matter who's around him; he stitches that team together.
Did he not get too many caps for? I don't seem to remember him playing too often for England.
Why was that? To be honest, I don't know who would have been playing. We played a weird formation in there, didn't we? It was under Sven. He was just like squeezing everybody in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Michael Carrick for me just stitched it together. He was incredible.
I'll be honest. I'm not sure he'll make my team, but I've always loved Michael Carrick. I think he did so much unseen work, and even the work he did that was seen, he just didn't get he didn't get any recognition for it. But he was so integral to that 2008 Man United squad, particularly that one. I think that year he was very, very important.
I think the other thing about it as well is, like, I know we're talking about them in their playing history and that, but him as a coach at Man United, they were all just talking about how, like, Ollie was just the front man. Carrick was pulling like the strings, and
really,
you could see it on the sidelines. He was going up to Ollie would go up to Carrick and ask his advice nearly every substitution he made and things like that. And I just think, like, to have that type of head on the pitch, that brain that he had, oh, what a player! Just for me, he'll make it all day long. And I know everyone's going to be absolutely raging. I didn't pick Gerrard, I didn't pick Lampard, but there's always got to be an unsung hero in the team, and I think that's got to be Carrick.
I like that.
I'm really glad you said that. Yeah, I like it as well. And I can't bring myself, like the points you're making, I can't bring myself really to disagree with them, because Carrick now is getting the same treatment that Busquets had years ago. I feel like now he's starting to get a bit more recognised for the things he's done or things he's doing or whatever. But before, everybody sort of thought Busquets was this, nobody, pick the ball up and pass it or whatever. But now people are starting to appreciate what he's done. I think people need to do that with Michael Carrick now, because he didn't get enough praise when he was playing, not nearly enough. So I think it'd be nice. Yeah, justice for Mike, justice for Big Mike.
Hashtag it.
We'll start a Twitter campaign.
Yeah, we will.
Right. So that's defence and midfield. Alex, we're taking attack.
We'll take the attack.
So on the left wing, we've been a little bit naughty by her, I think. Oh, I've decided to be a little bit naughty.
He has. He's taken charge on that.
So I've decided to put Thierry Henry on the left because he could play there, and he could play there very well. But there's somebody else I wanted to put up top.
Now, the person up top, I wasn't sure about, but I couldn't think of anybody I'd like to replace him with. So, if you want to jump in, boys, by all means.
I was just, didn't Thierry Henry start on the left anyway? Wasn't he?
he played from Monaco as a left winger, but obviously at Arsenal he played down the middle. But then Sam reminded me very nicely that when he went to Barcelona in Spain, not in the Premier League, that he did play.
He did play on the left, so we're taking him. He's on the left. He's on the left.
He's crept him in.
So I don't know how you've gone for Henri over Sylvain Wiltord. I just don't know.
Listen, it was either him or Steve Malbronk. It was one of the two, right?
Oh, Christ, that's a name, Steve Malbronk.
Louis Belmorte jumping in as well.
Can we just do an episode where we just talk, just throw out random names?
Random names and just talk about where they know.
So, in order to shoehorn this gentleman in at striker, we have put Henri on the left. Our striker is Wayne Rooney. We've gone for. I think Rooney is the best, one of the best players, probably top 3, top 5 to play in the Premier League for me. Personally.
I need a bit of help.
Didier Drogba.
Right. He said it now. He said it now.
Alex's friend automatically.
He said it now.
Please say Bergkamp's in there, because to me, or Zola, because Bergkamp, the technical ability for Bergkamp.
Bergkamp. I was thinking about him more as a midfielder. Or like that number 10 role, but for a striker, I wouldn't put Bergkamp in. But the thing is, I'm falling into the trap.
Alex is 23 and he wears Didier Drogba pajamas.
I wear it like his pajamas. I've got a signed Drogba shirt down in
I genuinely believe that Drogba is the most complete forward we've ever had in the Premier League.
He is. I know.
That is exactly how I describe Wayne Rooney, though.
No, but he's not.
Sergio Aguero?
Yeah, up there. Shearer, up there.
Yeah.
Then you've got Andy Cole.
You said Drogba now, and I can't stop thinking. I'm thinking of all the positives for Drogba.
Even Suarez gets a nod.
Yeah, he was
Fernando Torres as well. Right, Fernando Torres is one we haven't mentioned as well.
Yeah,
out and out forward.
I think the problem with Torres is people remember him for his Chelsea years. Whereas even for Chelsea, I know he wasn't scoring, and everybody thinks of that Man United game when he blazed it, but he had some fair numbers for Chelsea. Not amazing, but they were all right.
They weren't.
I
thought of another name, but I probably won't beat Rooney. But Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, up there.
Yeah,
up there,
again,
definitely.
he was up there.
Yep, Teddy Sheringham even.
No,
long time.
He was, he was great, but I don't think I could put Teddy Sheringham over Van Persie.
Nah.
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm thinking Van Persie.
No.
Now I'm thinking Robin Van Persie.
You cannot have a Premier League 11 without Wayne Rooney. You can't. You
know what? I'm swayed to Wayne Rooney now. The more you say it, the more I'm sort of comparing them all to my head.
Think of if you're talking iconic moments, you've got the overhead kick against City, you've got the debut goal against Everton, you've got just skinhead Rooney absolutely smashing up. You've got when he scored either 2 or 3 against Arsenal in the 8-2. The man is oozing iconic moments in the Premier League. He's Mr. Premier League for me anyway.
But he's not King Didier, is he?
What about Tony Yeboah?
It's just Andy Carroll, anyone? Andy Carroll.
Benny McCarthy played in the Premier League, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think Benny McCarthy's had more shout-outs on his podcast in the last couple of years.
I've got a little story about Benny McCarthy. He came down because I live in Ipswich, and he came down to Ipswich to play when he played for Celta Vigo, and all I wanted was his shirt because I thought he was my favourite player in the world at the time.
Really?
I didn't get his shirt. Then he signed for West Ham, and now I can't stand the bloke.
I was going to say you got his West Ham shirt, and that was going to be like a happy ever after story.
Honourable mention for Michu.
Yeah, well, obviously that one season, Michu, the one season wonder.
Yeah, why not?
I got to be honest, I'm swayed for Van Persie now. As much as I love Drogba,
Van Persie over Rooney, man.
I know. I'd love Drogba in there, but I feel like I'd become a meme. So for the sake of that, I've already done enough to become a meme. I'm going to have to say
Rooney, nobody will ever be. I will die on that hill.
Do you know what? I'll agree. Only because of your conviction for Rooney.
Yeah,
I'll say Rooney, but I've got Drogba and Van Persie in my camp very firmly, and I haven't decided which one yet.
On the right, picked himself, didn't he? Really, this one.
Cristiano,
as in 2008. Cristiano.
Yeah, not the current one, but yeah, I couldn't think of a better player Because Sam, I thought he was on the left, but Sam reminded me he was on the right because of
He played on the right, I think, back then. I'm pretty sure.
If we're putting...
Yeah.
Anyway, he's playing on the right in our system.
He's playing on the right today.
You can't argue with that, can you? Chris, I mean, you can't argue with Chris. I'd forgot about him.
I don't know. Louis seems to be thinking of an argument.
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking of an argument because are you picking Ronaldo from his Real Madrid years?
He won the Ballon d'Or for United, though. He was
how many seasons? How many good seasons did he have for Man United? Those
2 or 3, maybe.
When he arrived, when they had that Vodafone shirt, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I want to say he got there as an 18-year-old.
I'm not saying he's terrible, and obviously he's one of the best players in the world. But I just wonder, is he the best Premier League 11?
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone on the right.
100%. 100%. I mean,
Gareth Bale played on the right, didn't he?
No.
I know I'm reaching.
Bale had 2 good seasons, maybe 1.5 in the Premier League for me, world-class seasons, and he done his best work at Real Madrid. Ronaldo admittedly did his best work at Real Madrid, but he was genuinely one of the, like that 08 season. Just wow. There are no words.
What about, I'm putting an argument out there for Beckham though.
Don't get Alex started on this.
Yeah, no.
Don't get Alex started on this.
Isn't he a midfielder?
Right winger, wasn't he? Right
midfielder. We'll say for the argument of this particular debate that he was a right winger. And was David Beckham not just a right foot and a nice haircut?
Yeah, okay. He had a cross on him, and that was about it.
Exactly.
The Spice Girl.
I think thinking about it, Ronaldo he's amazing, and I'll give him his dues. But for me, I think Bergkamp would get it over me on that right. And I know you thought of him as a midfielder, but I just don't think I'd have Ronaldo because he did his best work at Madrid.
I do want to put Bergkamp in.
I think Bergkamp.
I still think his players are probably missing further back.
You can't not have Ronaldo. I mean, in like a team like that.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
You can't not have Ronaldo. I mean,
you've got to.
Even if I don't know, you just can't not have him. Play with 12 men, I don't care, but you've got to have Ronaldo.
Fair enough. I can't. I think we're going to stick with our original front three. As much as I'd like to put Didier Drogba in up front and potentially slip Bergkamp in somewhere, I think we'll have to stick with it because there's too much conviction involved now. There's too much.
So there is our team. Our team. Are we picking a manager? There's only one really, surely. There's only got.
Well, I don't know now. I've been seeing a lot of clips of this gentleman in the last.
Alan Pardry, right?
Big Sam.
I thought he was going for Neil Warnock when he was saying clips.
I think Jose.
Andre
he was crap. He was, wasn't he? He was absolutely
You're going for Jose, yeah?
I think I might put Jose in over Sir Alex.
Fergie all day long.
Yeah, I agree with that, Fergie.
He's just a bit of a git, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but Ronaldo's not going to work without Fergie in the team, so
that's true. That is true. Yeah,
personalities.
All right, then. Yeah. Again, another Zabaleta argument.
Sir Alex is in. Right. So that is our team. We are swiftly running out of time, but there you go. There's the ultimate Premier League 11.
It's been a laugh. I've enjoyed that. Yeah, it's been a laugh. Yeah.
Boys, thank you for joining us. Trev,
thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Would you like to take Trev? You know the drill now, mate. You know the drill. Would you like to tell everyone where they can find you on social media, where they can come see some of your gigs?
Yeah, head on over to Instagram for Trevor Bickles. I'm on TikTok on Big Trev's Taxi. I've got the Real Taxi Show on YouTube and Trevor Bickles Comedy on Twitter.
Awesome. Louis, do you want to take a few moments as well?
Yeah, just Louis Green Comedy on all social networks. So just give us a follow and all my gig lists will be up there.
Awesome.
There we are. Thank you for joining us, lads. Pleasure as always.
Thank you, gentlemen.
It's quite the team we've built
together. Of course.
But
it is quite a team, and we'll mull it over. And I'm still going to try and persuade Sam, maybe.
We'll see how far he gets. But thank you guys for joining us as well. It's always a pleasure. We're having a week off next week, but we'll be back the week after with plenty more nonsense where this came from. I don't know what we've got planned, but we'll be as surprised as you.
There we are.
Thanks for watching. Enjoy the nice weather. Let's hope it continues. And enjoy the football. It's good to have it back. But
unless you're a Swansea fan.
Take it or leave it.
We'll
see you soon. Take care. Thank you for listening. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.